In this mini lecture, we're going to take a look at management, specifically the motivation and leadership aspects of management. Let me get this started here. All right. So management is achieving organizational goals and managing organizational resources. There's four components of it: leading, planning, organizing, and controlling. So we're going to look at all these different aspects in the next few mini lectures. So our organizational resources include things such as people, money, and time. There's some different levels of management. So top management are people like the CEOs or the owners of a business, and they set the overall direction of a firm, such as the mission and the vision. They establish the priorities and help to allocate time, money, and resources. Middle managers are kind of at that supervisory level. They supervise lower level managers and report to the upper management. And they help to implement those um, mission and vision and strategies that are set by top management. And then first line and supervisory managers directly supervise employees that are not managers, so the people that are working in the day-to-day aspects of the business. And the first line or supervisory managers are really helping to oversee the day-to-day operations. So managers have to have some different skills. So anybody who's working in a management capacity needs to have some technical skills or some expertise in that area that they're in. So if you're a IT person and you're a manager in the IT area, you need to have some technical skills in that within IT. Or let's say that you own a restaurant and you're overseeing your employees, you need to have an understanding of all the different areas of the restaurant. Managers also have to have human skills. They have to be able to work with people. And then conceptual skills. They need to be able to see the big picture and see how everything works together. So how do we motivate employees? So I don't know, maybe you've seen this before. It's kind of conceptual, but it's a nice framework to look at. So Maslow came up with this hierarchy of needs theory, which just basically says that we have to satisfy our lower level needs before our higher level needs can be satisfied. So humans' most basic needs are food, water, shelter, right? So we have to have those met first, our basic needs. And the next level of basic needs is our safety needs, so security and safety. So one way that this can be done within an organization is that you can provide some benefits to your employees. So sick time, vacation, health insurance, those can be safety needs. The next is belongingness, so relationships, friends, um, and those we can do that within an organization by helping people to feel like they're part of something, like they're part of a group. And then next is esteem needs. So the prestige and feeling of accomplishment, we can reward our employees. And then last is self-actualization, and this is the highest level where you're really fulfilling your own needs. So including being creative and being able to express yourself and really kind of become the best version of you. And so within an organization, that's really empowering people to and giving them kind of some free reign to maybe explore um, a new idea that they have. All right, so we can also motivate employees through a few different theories here. Again, they're theories, but we can implement them into our real world. So job enrichment is really, there's some different aspects of this. We can rotate people's jobs. So instead of it becoming monotonous, we can kind of mix it up so that they're not feeling, so they don't get bored. We can give them new tasks to help them, to empower them to, let's say that again, let's use the example of a restaurant and you have a wait staff who says, I have this idea of how we could better serve our customers, and you let them explore that idea because that enriches their job and it makes them more satisfied. Expectancy theory says that if I put in effort and then I perform, I will be rewarded. So this can be as simple as you have a person on your staff who does a good job and you notice they're doing a good job, so they're rewarded. And this could be with a bonus, it could just be with a hey, good job. It could be with a pay raise, whatever that looks like. But basically, the idea is that people feel that if I put the effort in and I perform, I should be rewarded. And then equity theory just basically suggests that people will be motivated if there's a perception of fairness. So um, this person was given off this day, and when I ask for a day off, I expect that I'll be given a day off because that's fair. So just kind of keeping some of these things in mind as you're managing individuals. Right. So companies use a variety of ways to motivate people. They want to help their employees be productive and engaged. They emphasize the health and well-being of their employees through a variety of different ways. Maybe they have um, um, for example, where I work, we are actually rewarded if we complete different. We actually get a savings on our health insurance if we complete a variety of different health initiatives. They might provide time off or sabbaticals. So as you've been somewhere longer, you get more time off. Um, provide neat corporate cultures, maybe it's flexibility in your work. That's a huge thing, especially for millennials. Maybe the ability to work from home, a variety of different things. So you kind of have to know your employees and understand what motivates them or what they're looking for in a workplace, and help, and if possible, try to provide those benefits. We're going to kind of skip over to strategic planning now. So strategic planning, like we said, is done at the highest level of an organization. So strategic planning is really looking at long-term planning, usually 3 to 5 years, establishing that mission and that vision for a company and allocating those resources. Tactical planning is shorter term planning. It's usually 1 year or less, and you're implementing these long-term strategic plans. So where do I want to be in 3 to 5 years? What do I need to do to get there? Okay, this is what I'm going to do this year to start to get to those long-term goals. My operational plans are really just short-term planning, day to day. What do I have to do day to day to reach my 1 year goals, which will help me to reach my 3 to 5 year goals. And then contingency planning is just what happens if there's unexpected events, and what are those scenarios and what am I going to do? What is kind of my backup plan? So again, in strategic planning, we talked about defining the mission and the vision and the goals and the values of the company. And it's also looking at where we are competitively and scanning our environment. And so one of the tools that hands down is used more by any company than any other tool I've ever seen is called a SWOT analysis. And I don't know why this got kind of, oopsies. Let's go back. Sorry about that. Oh, wrong way. Okay, so the SWOT analysis, what I was saying is I don't know why that L and Y got kind of mixed up there. But basically, a SWOT analysis looks at the strengths and weaknesses of a company. And these are things that are internal. So what can the organization control? What are we really good at? What are our main strengths? What do we need to improve on? What are our weaknesses? We're really good at customer service, but let's use the restaurant example again. We're really good at customer service, but we're kind of weak at how long it takes to get our food out on the table. All right. External opportunities. For example, you might say, oh, there's a lot of people right now are doing takeout. So an opportunity for us would be curbside pickup, right? So it's something that's an opportunity. It's something that's happening in the external environment, that maybe is an opportunity that we can leverage. And then threats are things that could potentially hurt us. So similarly, a lot of people aren't going out to eat right now, because of um, the COVID-19 pandemic. Well, how do we that could really hurt a restaurant. It is hurting restaurants. So how do we neutralize that threat? Well, we talked about the opportunity for curbside pickup. So we can neutralize that threat by exploiting some of these opportunities. So I'm really good at customer service. I need to be a little bit quicker on meal times. I can fix that, right? There's an opportunity for curbside pickup, which is going to neutralize the threat of people not coming into my restaurant. And so this just really helps us to explore what's going on and really to exploit what we're good at, exploit opportunities, and then neutralize weaknesses and threats. All right, so in the strategic planning process, we want to set goals. We want to be able to measure our goals and have them within a certain time and be realistic but challenging. Um, we want to create strategies that help us to differentiate ourselves, that help us to be competitive in the marketplace. And then just making sure that we're continually evaluating our goals. How are we? Are we reaching them? Did we reach them? What do we need to do differently? It's great if you write these down, but just even knowing what your goals are can be so helpful. All right, so we're going to move on to the organizing aspect of management. And so one of the things is the degree of centralization, just really understanding how many, who has what decision-making power, and letting people in the organization know that. Span of control is just how many people every manager is organizing. And the departmentalization is really how do we set up our organization. So for small businesses, this is usually a little bit more simple. It gets a little bit more complex as we get into bigger businesses. So let me give you some examples. So we can set up our business by organizing by different types of customers. So here, assume you're like a cable company. They do this. They have residential, they have small and medium, they have large customers, they have IT network, right? So this would be like a internet, phone, cable company. Right? And so these are your org charts. Here we're organizing by the types of products we make. So if you make products in your business, then you could organize by the types of products. A matrix organization is used by large businesses. This is actually Procter and Gamble, where they organize by global business units and then by different um, functional areas. Oops, go back here. You can organize by geography. This is, I believe, PepsiCo. Or you can organize for functional, and this is what most small businesses do, just by the different functions of their business. All right, next we'll talk about leadership styles, just to kind of give you an overview of the type of leaders. One is an autocratic leader that likes to make all the decisions without consulting followers. There are instances where this is good, especially in areas that require a lot of precision or require to have autocratic leadership. Democratic leaders like to share the power with their followers. They solicit input before making final decisions. I would say this is probably the most common. And then free reign leaders set objectives for followers and then let them do it their way that they want to accomplish those goals. We see this in some organizations like in Google will do this with their software developers. They'll say, here's what we want to do, go do it. And so those are just some different leadership styles. And you can kind of think about what works best for you in the industry and the business that you're in. All right, we're next going to look at controlling. So this is the last function of management, and controlling is just monitoring performance, making improvements, and so you're just setting your performance standards or your goals. You're measuring the performance your performance against those standards, and then taking corrective action as needed. And so that's just a little overview of some of the basic concepts of management. Thanks.